December 27, 2025. A bitter winter morning settles over Ottawa, but the chill in the air is nothing compared to the tension gripping the nation. Canada wakes to a nation in crisis. From coast to coast, Canadians are glued to their screens and newspapers, trying to make sense of the headlines that have shaken their morning routines. News tickers blare urgent warnings. U.S. ties trade talks to F-35 deal. Ottawa in lockdown. Canadian sovereignty for sale. The words flash across every channel, fueling anxiety and uncertainty. What began as a routine military procurement, just another government contract for fighter jets, has suddenly exploded into a full-blown diplomatic standoff with the United States, Canada's closest ally and largest trading partner. Washington's message is blunt and unmistakable: buy American F-35 jets or face severe economic consequences. The threat is clear, and the stakes are enormous. For many Canadians, this feels less like a partnership and more like outright coercion. Protests erupt in city squares and conversations grow heated in homes and workplaces. The government is cornered, trade deals, national pride, and the very essence of Canadian independence hang in the balance. Politicians argue fiercely, knowing that every decision will have lasting consequences. Across the country, the debate has shifted. It's no longer just about fighter jets or military spending. It's about what it means to be Canadian, and whether the nation can chart its own course in the face of overwhelming pressure. Is Canada truly free to choose its own path, or is it destined to remain a junior partner to its powerful southern neighbor? The question echoes from Parliament Hill to small towns across the nation. The world is watching closely. Will Canada bow to American pressure, or will it risk a costly trade war to defend its autonomy and principles? Allies and rivals alike are waiting to see what Canada will do next. The stakes have never been higher. As the sun sets over Parliament Hill, the nation stands at a crossroads, its future uncertain, its resolve about to be tested like never before. The United States presents the F-35 not just as a fighter jet, but as a symbol of alliance unity and shared security. American officials insist that adopting the F-35 is crucial for maintaining seamless cooperation among NATO allies, ensuring that everyone can operate together on the battlefield without a hitch. The message is clear: to stand strong as a team, everyone must fly the same flag, on their wings. Interoperability is non-negotiable, declares a U.S. general at a press conference. The F-35 is the only way forward for our collective defense. The pressure is subtle, but unmistakable. Fall in line, or risk being left behind. Yet, beneath the lofty talk of unity, there's a hard economic reality. The F-35 program is staggeringly expensive, and the U.S. needs its allies to help shoulder the financial burden. By bringing partners on board, America spreads the costs and secures lucrative contracts for its own defense industry. The message comes with an ultimatum: buy our jets, or face economic consequences. Tariffs on Canadian lumber, aluminum, and automobiles are threatened, turning a military decision into a high-stakes trade dispute. Many Canadians see this as outright blackmail, not the behavior of a trusted partner. The sense of betrayal runs deep, fueling public anger and debate across the country. Politicians from all parties quickly denounce the American tactics. Our defense policy will be made in Ottawa, not Washington, they proclaim. Protests erupt in cities nationwide as citizens demand respect for Canadian sovereignty. Editorials in major newspapers accuse the U.S. of treating Canada like a vassal state rather than a valued ally. The media amplifies the outrage, questioning whether friendship with America comes at too high a price. The American argument for alliance cohesion is quickly drowned out by a wave of Canadian outrage. The more Washington pushes, the more resistance it encounters. Instead of compliance, Washington's heavy-handed tactics ignite a surge of nationalistic defiance. Canadians rally together, determined to assert their independence on the world stage. What began as a routine procurement process has now become a powerful symbol of the fight for Canadian autonomy. Every decision is scrutinized, every debate charged with questions of national pride. The F-35 debate has evolved into a true test of national will. Across the country, Canadians from all walks of life are galvanized, united by a common cause, defending their right to choose their own path. At the heart of the F-35 crisis is a question of sovereignty. The U.S. ultimatum feels like a direct challenge to Canada's right to self-determination. Veterans warn that caving to pressure dishonors Canada's legacy of sacrifice. Polls show most Canadians would rather face economic pain than surrender independence. Critics warn the F-35 means plugging into a US-controlled system, raising fears of dependency. Would Canada need US permission to fly its own jets? Could the US ground them remotely? The outrage is both practical and philosophical: economic coercion and loss of control. The government walks a tightrope: placate the US or answer a public demanding sovereignty. The F-35 is no longer just a jet, it's a referendum on Canadian independence. The F-35 is sold as a technological marvel, stealthy, networked, and fully integrated with US forces. Its sensor fusion and real-time data sharing promise a seamless North American defense. For Canada, it's a ticket to the top table of military technology. But the price is staggering. Acquisition and lifetime costs threaten to consume the defense budget. Critics warn the F-35 could starve the Navy and Army of resources. More troubling, the F-35 is a service, not just a jet, dependent on US-controlled software and logistics. Every flight, every repair is tracked by American servers. The risk: Canada's Air Force could be grounded by a decision made in Texas. The F-35's promise comes with a perilous loss of control. Enter the Swedish Saab Gripen E, a jet built for autonomy. The Gripen offers Canada full access to source code and technical data. Canadian crews could maintain and upgrade the jets independently, no foreign permission needed. Designed for easy maintenance and Arctic operations, the Gripen fits Canada's geography. Saab promises jobs and technology transfer, making Canada a true partner, not just a customer. The Gripen is cheaper to buy and operate, freeing funds for other priorities. While it lacks the F-35's stealth, its advanced electronics and weapons are more than adequate. The choice: a capable, affordable jet, and true sovereignty. Canada faces a classic dilemma: F-35 or Gripen. The F-35 is stealthy, networked, and built for high-tech wars, but expensive and dependent on the US. The Gripen is smart, resilient, and affordable, designed for independent operation. F-35 means fewer jets, higher costs, and deep integration with the US. Gripen means a larger fleet, more training, and sovereign control. The real choice is about identity, alliance dependency, or strategic independence. F-35 is a bet on interoperability. Gripen is a bet on autonomy. Each jet represents a different future for Canada's Air Force. The decision will define Canada's role in the world. The stakes are strategic and deeply personal. The debate over Canada's next fighter jet has spilled far beyond the halls of Parliament. Now, it's a national conversation, drawing in experts, veterans, and everyday citizens from coast to coast. Across the country, people are voicing their opinions, each with their own perspective on what's best for Canada's future. Retired generals and seasoned military leaders warn, without the F-35, we risk falling behind in North American defense. They argue that the F-35's advanced technology is essential for keeping Canada secure and maintaining strong ties with our closest allies. For them, the stakes are high. National security and international credibility hang in the balance. But not everyone agrees. Critics counter, what good is a jet if you need US permission to fly it? They question whether Canada should tie its sovereignty to another nation's approval, raising concerns about independence and control over our own military assets. Supporters of the Swedish-made Gripen argue that it offers Canada true autonomy. They say the Gripen gives us control over our destiny, allowing Canadian pilots and commanders to make decisions without foreign interference. For many, this is about more than hardware. It's about national pride and self-determination. Public opinion is shifting. Fueled by a growing resentment of US pressure and a desire for independence, many Canadians are turning against the F-35. Polls show a clear trend. More and more citizens want a fighter jet that reflects Canadian values and priorities, not just alliance obligations. Town halls across the nation are packed with concerned citizens. On social media, hashtags like Dr. Gripen for Canada are trending as Canadians debate the issue online and in person. The conversation is lively, passionate, and deeply personal for many. "We don't bow to ultimatums," says one citizen at a rally. "We buy what's best for Canada." On the streets, in cafes, and at kitchen tables, Canadians are making their voices heard, demanding a decision that puts the country's interests first. Even within the military, there's a generational divide. Younger pilots and trainees are drawn to the Gripen's practicality, lower cost, and ease of maintenance. They see it as a jet that fits Canada's unique needs, rather than a one-size-fits-all solution. Meanwhile, senior leaders continue to favor the F-35, citing alliance commitments and the need to stay interoperable with NATO partners. But among the rank and file, there's growing recognition of the trade-offs between cost, capability, and independence. The nation is divided, with passionate voices on both sides. Yet there's a shared demand. Whatever the choice, it must put Canadian interests above all else. The debate is fierce, but it's also a testament to the country's vibrant democracy. Ultimately, this debate is about more than just fighter jets. It's about who gets to decide Canada's future: politicians, military leaders, or the people themselves. The outcome will shape not only our defense, but our identity as a nation. The voices are loud, passionate, and impossible to ignore. Across the country, Canadians are demanding to be heard, insisting that their concerns and hopes are part of the decision-making process. Canada stands at a crossroads, facing a decision that will echo for generations. The path we choose now will define our sovereignty, our alliances, and our place in the world. Denmark's F-35 experience is a warning. Promised seamless integration, Denmark instead faced soaring costs and budget cuts elsewhere. The Army delayed upgrades, the Navy scaled back patrols, just to pay for the jets. Danish crews found themselves dependent on US contractors for even basic maintenance. Frustration grew as autonomy slipped away. Denmark had the world's best jet, but less control and a weaker military overall. For Canada, the lesson is clear. The F-35's costs are measured in lost opportunities and sovereignty. If 27 jets strained Denmark, what would 88 do to Canada? The Danish precedent is a flashing red light. Winter 2025. Canada stands at a crossroads. The F-35 means reaffirming the US alliance, deep integration, but less autonomy. It promises security and access, but at the cost of independence. The Gripen is a bold bet on sovereignty, control, flexibility, and a homegrown industry. It risks US retaliation but asserts Canada's right to choose. The Prime Minister prepares to announce the decision. This choice will echo for decades, shaping defense, industry, and national identity. The world is watching, but the answer is for Canadians alone. What kind of country does Canada want to be? The moment of truth has arrived.